Hey, what's up guys, Marv here, and before I start this video I just want to say that right now I'm trying, currently the lighting and everything doesn't work best on my webcam, so I'm gonna try it out, try recording this video with my phone, my iPhone instead. If you guys prefer me to record these kind of videos with my phone rather than my webcam, just tell me. You already know what my videos look like with the webcam, now you're gonna better see what it looks like with my phone. So just tell me which one you prefer, and based on what you guys tell me, I'll use that method. But anyways, hey guys, Marv here, and welcome to my WCPW Loaded August 10th, 2017 results review. Overall, I thought it was a pretty damn good show. It had great matches. I would have preferred a different ending to the main event, but still, I enjoyed the show. Like I said, good matches. We had some good stuff going on. And without further ado, let's get started. So first up, we had Drake versus Angelico. You guys already know who Drake is, the regular WCPW fans. And for those who don't know Angelico, you probably do know him from the WCPW Rest of the World Cup Finals tournament thing. He's representing South Africa. He advances as one of the finalists. He's going to the WCPW Pro Wrestling World Cup Finals tournament. And like I said, he's representing South Africa. He's a pretty dang good wrestler. He knows his stuff in the ring, good technical skills. I like him. But Unloaded, he was also representing Lucha Underground. So, he's a bit of a luchador himself. So Drake and Angelico, they had a pretty good match. Angelico ended up defeating Drake after hitting the Fall of the Angels, I believe is his name. Yes, it is. And Drake seems to still be, in touch with James R. Kennedy. Drake still hasn't, I believe his time will come soon in WCPW. His time, to stardom will come soon, maybe sooner than later. But still, I believe in Drake. I do expect big things from him. But as for now, Angelico defeated Drake. Up next, we have the WCPW Internet title match. Gabriel Kidd defends his title against Travis Banks. You guys already know Travis Banks. He's well known across the wrestling universe. He's been doing great lately. He's probably, arguably, in his prime right now. This is the best Travis Banks we've ever seen. And he returns to WCPW to challenge Gabriel Kidd for the WCPW Internet Championship. These two have a great, technical skills. But before the match even started, there was a brawl. They just started beating the hell out of each other outside the ring. And we had back-to-back dives. Gabriel Kidd threw Travis Banks in the ring. Travis Banks immediately dove between the ropes, suicide dive. And then after Travis Banks threw Gabriel Kidd did a dive of his own. And it was just great. So Travis Banks was trying to use the title as a weapon while the referee was up, which really makes no sense because if he gets DQ'd, he doesn't get the title. But still, the referee took the title away from Travis Banks, and after that happened, Gabriel Kidd hit his finisher, which I believe it's either the running kick or the running knee strike. Dave Bradshaw calls it the running knee strike, but just looking at it, it looks like he hits him with his foot and not his knee. But still, regardless, his finisher, Gabriel Kidd wins. He retains the Internet Championship. And while we're on the topic of Gabriel Kidd, throughout the show, well, probably I think it was right after his match, it was Gabriel Kidd asking Adam Blampier no, not Adam Blampier, he was asking WCPW General Manager Plumpy if he could join the Magnificent Seven ladder match between Jay Lethal and El Ligero, and Plumpy agreed, added Gabriel Kidd to the match, and now it's a triple threat match for the Magnificent Seven briefcase. Let me say that again. It is a triple threat match for the Magnificent Seven briefcase. But that's not it. Jay Lethal was he wasn't mad about Gabriel Kidd being added. He was completely fine with it. He just wanted Drake added as well because he says that Drake keeps attacking him after his matches, so he wants Drake in the ladder match too. And Plumpy makes it official. Drake joins the Magnificent Seven ladder match, makes it a fatal four-way. But that's not it. Jay Lethal then says, just throw in everyone, just add whoever you want to the ladder match. So I don't know how many people are going to be in there. Maybe the next two that I'm probably going to talk about. So yeah, but for now, it's Jay Lethal versus El Ligero versus Jay Lethal versus El Ligero versus Gabriel Kidd versus Drake for the Magnificent Seven briefcase. But that's not it. Rampage literally just comes right at Plumpy is startled because they had a little rivalry back in 2016. Who remembers Refused to Lose when Rampage powerbombed Plumpy through a table and Plumpy's balls almost popped out of his underwear? That's not something I want to remember. But just by the look of his face, Plumpy could tell he wanted to be added to the Magnificent Seven ladder match as well. So it's So it's Rampage versus Gabriel Kidd versus El Ligero versus Jay Lethal versus Drake for the Magnificent Seven briefcase. But that's not it. Jesus. Then Primate, later in the show, right after the main event, he, he can't speak, but he made the sign up and then down, and Plumpy like, all right, fine, I'll just add you to the ladder match as well. So it's Primate versus Rampage versus El Ligero versus Jay Lethal versus Drake versus Gabriel Kidd for the Magnificent Seven briefcase in the ladder match. Speaking of Primate, he was having a backstage brawl with BT Gun. Those two was just beating the crap out of each other backstage. There were chairs, there were tables, there were just different types of weapons, cookie pans, that type of stuff, kitchen utensils. Primate even thought about considering using the cheese grater like he did versus Jimmy Havoc, but then he was like, nah, I'll save that for maybe a different moment. It's not worth cutting myself with the cheese grater, BT Gun was choking out Primate with a rope. It was just intense. It was a very intense brawl. And then they appear inside a room that appears to have a boxing ring in the middle of it for some reason. And then BT Gun calls for the referee to count the pin. But then, as soon as that happens, Primate spears BT Gun. Then Primate pins BT Gun 1, 2, 3. Apparently, it was a match. Apparently, like I said, the hardcore title, it is a 24/7. It is a 24/7 role, like I predicted in the inaugural championship match. So I guess still, your WCPW hardcore champion, Primate. And then up next we had a WCPW tag team title match, the second title match of the night, not the last, definitely not the last. So it was War Machine. They won those titles the previous week against the Swords of Essex. So the newly won championships were being defended against the Kings of the North, those people making their WCPW debut, and it was a really good match. Honestly, at the beginning it looked like War Machine. They were about to win in convincing fashion. They were completely dominating the Kings of the North. And I'm like, okay, good. War Machine's going to retain. I don't mind. I really don't mind. But then the Kings of the North, used some heel tactics to get the upper hand, which I'm kind of glad they did. I'm kind of glad I was wrong at the beginning because, we got a really good back and forth match out of it. At a few moments, I actually believed that the Kings of the North were going to win the WCPW Tag Team titles, but they ended up not winning. The War Machine, the same finisher they hit on Will Ospreay, they hit on one of the Kings of the North, and War Machine retains the WCPW Tag Team titles. And then finally, we have our main event. The WCPW Championship, Joe Hendry defends his title against the #1 contender, Marty Scurll. Now before I get into this match, I'm completely fine with there being, like title matches every week. But the thing is, that means there's less build-up if there's every week. You get what I'm saying? I'm saying, this is just my opinion. It's alright for you guys to have a different opinion, but I think Loaded should be used as a platform to build storylines. You can have title matches here and there, but I think it's better, in my opinion, once again, it's better to use it as a platform for building storylines leading to the next pay-per-view or special show. Stacked is, a couple of weeks away. You can use Loaded to build up a main event feud, a true main event feud. Wrestling, isn't just, this is just an opinion right here. Wrestling isn't just, about having great matches. With great matches comes great storylines. But, you don't need a great storyline to have a great match. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, great storylines are also, a bonus for a match. You can have a great match without a storyline, but, in my opinion, I think Loaded should be used to build storylines leading to the next pay-per-view. But that's just my opinion. You can tell me what you think about that in the comments below. Just let me know. Anyway, back to the match. It was a really good match. Joe Hendry and Marty Scurll, they were showing the true technical skill. But then later in the match, there was a ref bump. And then, the referee was down for a good minute. And then Marty Scurll was pinning Joe Hendry. But like I said, the referee was down, so he couldn't count the pin. And then, you know, there was a low blow by Joe Hendry and a fall-away slam by Joe Hendry. And right there and there, I thought it was over. But no, Marty Scurll kicks out at 2. And it was great. I read that one, okay, we're still getting the championship match. Excuse me. And later in the match, there was another ref bump, which, you know, I'm not too big a fan of too many ref bumps. And then there was you know, Joe Hendry grabbed his umbrella, Marty Scurll grabbed his umbrella. Those two swung at each other in the back, and then both men were down. And then the referee got up, saw both men were down, then called for the bell, which kind of confused me. I'm like, okay, you check their pulse to see if they're unconscious. It's pretty obvious that they're not. And then, you know, usually when both men are down, that's when the referee, you know, starts getting you like 1, 2, 3, and then the Smarky fans chant 10, 10, 10. Usually that's what happens when both men are down, but for some reason it didn't happen this time. Like, okay, both men are on the backs. And then I'm not sure if he called, you know, a double disqualification because he saw the umbrellas, or a double KO. Regardless of what it is, it's still a no contest. So Joe Hendry versus Marty Scurll for the WCPW Championship ends in a no contest, and then the show just ends there. It ends there for some reason, but what can you do, huh? And that's it for my WCPW Loaded Results Review. What do you guys think of the show? Let me know in the comments below. Any support such as liking, sharing, and subscribing is greatly appreciated. All my social media links are down in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.